Hello and welcome back to another Homebrew EDH deck tech. This deck is actually one that I physically owned. This deck is titled All You Land Belong to Us. There's a reference. If you get it, cool. If not, that's alright. This deck's piloted by Rocco, Cabaretti, Caterer. It's Druid Tribal. It's got a whole bunch of ramp, and it just wants to steal everybody's lands, which I have successfully done one time, and then took the deck apart. So I did what I wanted to do with it, and then deconstructed it, because I knew I wouldn't play it too much after that, and then just built other things. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck tech. Early game is fairly simple. We're going to want to ramp a whole lot and get a bunch of druids out early, and then look for your payoff cards, and then one card in particular. Ramp is pretty self-explanatory. We're in green, it comes fairly easily. We got Llanowar Elves, Arbor Elf, even Deathbloom Gardener. Makes a good blocker too. And your payoff cards, and not the specific card though. We've got Galagreeters, Social Climber, and Season of Growth, all good with those creature spells. The one payoff card in particular we are looking for though is Gilt-Leaf Archdruid, which lets us tap the druids we control to steal everybody's lands, which is the whole point of the deck. So you're going to find that creature, get it out, hope to get it to live, and then have your 7 druids out or more, and then just tap them and steal everything. Mid-game is also fairly simple. We've got a little bit of stacks. I didn't go too hard into it because I knew what the main purpose I wanted it to be was, and then a little bit of interaction, but also not a lot. We've got Archon of Emeria, Pithing Needle, and Mazavith, which is sort of stacks, but not really. It's more just a protection piece. And then interaction, we have Burnout, which is blue specific, which I always like to throw out to people and see their surprised faces. We also have a pretty standard Swords to Plowshares and an Autumn's Veil just in case. There isn't any real combo in the deck, no infinites or anything like that. I mean, you have your druids plus Gilt-Leaf, so you can steal the lands, but that's really the only combo. I guess synergy would be a better word for that. In terms of winning, that is the way to win. If you steal everybody's lands, they probably will either concede or kick you out, or we can just win through combat, which is also a pretty decent way to win. We definitely be aware of board wipes or anything, because we don't have a lot of recursion. We do have a couple of board wipes in the deck, but just be careful with those. But yes, combat always works if you can't win any other way. Price point is fairly cheap. I think the cheapest of the decks that I've done so far this year, we're at $104.55 on the cheapest end of that. And some final thoughts. We got a lot of cheap creatures, we got a whole bunch of ramp. It's a fairly straightforward deck, and it's sort of tribal. I mean, it's trying to be druid tribal, but you really have a lot of elves because that's kind of the most common combination. Elf druids seem to be really easy to find, and most of them are pretty cheap. So it's sort of a tribal thing. If you wanted to do elf tribal, I mean, there's nobody stopping you. So that's all well and good. Again, the price is not too high. It's actually the cheapest one so far this year. Could use some upgrades in the interaction package and a couple of payoffs as well. Could find some more creature-based strategies, maybe like a Crater Hoof to win easier through combat or anything like that. And it's really easy to build this cheap, like I mentioned a little bit ago. A lot of the druids and the elves are printed a lot. So they're only like 20 cents, maybe even less per, depending on which one you're looking for. And that's really all I've got for this week. So I hope you guys did enjoy the couple of videos I posted, and we will keep on rolling through next week and just keep cranking out the videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you next week for more videos. And until I do see you again, take care and have a good one.